Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another edition of The Valiant Lifestyle. My name is Jesse, and I am your host. I am your coach, and this is how it is. So, when is it a good time to talk to her? Yeah, you guessed it. When is it a good time to talk to her? Uh-oh, what have you done this time? Right? No. No. Before you go there, there's some things you gotta know. But before I even get there, I want to invite you to subscribe if this is you watching me for the first time. And if you haven't seen me yet, welcome to this channel. The subscribe button is right here or right here. As I'm tongue-tied and motorcycles drive by, things happen. But when is it the best time to talk to her? Well, first of all, what do you think you did? Was it an argument? Was it a fight? Was it something that was of a reaction that you did not expect after a comment that you made? First of all, my man, I want you to give yourself some grace and have some compassion. You're allowed to have your opinion. You're allowed to say the things that you want to say. With that in mind, it's also good for us men to be cognizant and discern. Discernment means to be selective and be wary of the things that we say, and to know that the words that we say have power, especially when it comes to our wives. They are sensitive. They are sensitive in the sense that the words we use, they hear them, they feel them more than we do in some cases, because they're so well connected to how they feel about the things that we say to them and the compliments we give. But I want to get into why this is important. When is the best time to talk to your wife or your partner, your significant other? Well, that's up to you. There's no magic bullet for this, other than I want to tell you this. If there's something that you've done, if there's something that you've said, take some time to process your thoughts. What is it that you want to say? Collect your thoughts. I find journaling for me is absolutely amazing. Why? I get to hear my thoughts, read them, sometimes read them aloud, and organize them in my head. And this gives me an idea of what I want to say to my wife when I go and talk to her. And make no mistake, there are things that I say that plant boundaries in conversations, and things that I want to say and things that I don't want her to discuss, or that are off limits. And my wife's reactions are all of her own. So are mine, and I'm in control of my feelings, and as is she. Now, in our life, why does that make sense when you talk about these things, Jesse? Well, journaling is excellent because what it does is it provides us with clarity. It provides us with some ability to figure out why we acted the way we did, and then to come to some sort of conclusion. Okay, I need to spend more time with me. I got to spend more time doing this. I've got to be more cognizant of her feelings. I got to be more patient and cognizant of my own. It's important to know what you're going to say, and even if you don't really know how to say it, but have a few things in mind when going into conversation. You're going to feel like when you go into conversation with your wife, your partner, your significant other after you've had an argument or a fight, or maybe it's just a conversation about something that has come up earlier. Why am I being ambiguous about this, Jesse? There are things that we say as men that we have no idea why they catch, and why they catch our spouses off guard. And for many of those things, those are triggers that are put there by someone or something else that have nothing to do with us, but we end up being the hook or whatever catches. But it's also good to be cognizant of what that was, so that we can be prepared to handle it, or maybe just broach it better. Taking responsibility for things that I've said have helped me, and also when I go into a conversation about, okay, this is what I said and this is why I said it, Did it affect you? Yes, it did. Okay, honey, well, let me try it this way different next time. Let me try it doing it in a way where it doesn't reflect upon thinking that you are messy around the house, or you are not thinking about us as a family and just speeding through here mile a minute, trying to pack things up and not being present, or whatever that is. It's taking responsibility for things that I can do, the things that I've done, the things that I can do better with. And what that does is it leads the conversation to, oh, okay, she's now thinking, or she can think, or she's okay, this is, what do I want to say that I can take responsibility for, or how can I say it? Or maybe it's none of that. Maybe you don't even get that in conversation, but at least you're leading with something. And not to expect that you're going to get that back, but just you're leading the way in how that goes. And sometimes it's good to wait until things have simmered. Sometimes it's not. You get to know your wife and your spouse better than anyone else. And sometimes the best thing to do in conversation where it's even the most heated is to be the most honest in those moments, and not wait until, it's simmered down. Because what happens is things come up again, and then you rehash all that all over. Maybe it's better said. Maybe you come to your own conclusions. Maybe you admit to things. Maybe you commit to things right then and there. And then there are others where you will need to have a calm head. You will need to have a calm demeanor about yourself, and that gives you the idea, that gives you the time to be able to figure out what it is you need to say. There are several different things that I'm talking about in this conversation, and one of them is discern and know whether or not you got to come to some conclusions now, or you got to have calm heads prevail. Maybe you got to say something right now and get it out in the open, or maybe it's better left until you can come back and you can be more clear on what it is you got to say. And always have something in mind when it comes to taking responsibility for what you did or what you contributed to conversation. It takes two. It's not only her, it's you too. You said or did something, and I'm not saying that you got to take responsibility for something that you didn't do, but have something in mind as to what was contributed and how that can go. More clarity on this, more communication, and how best is this served in your own household? Contact me directly. Instead of sending a message below in your comments, go to my website, thevaliantlifestyle.com, and book a 30-minute complimentary call, and let's get on a call and let's talk about all of this. And maybe there's some questions that have come up as I've been speaking. All right, thanks for watching, and as I always say, let's do this.